I'm Katrina Kelly for JOICO and this is Joy Nation, and I'm absolutely delighted and honoured to be here today with you all learning through education, and nobody does it better than JOICO, let's be honest. So this is my gorgeous model Holly. Holly, I'm just going to get you to tilt your head down. I have already sectioned Holly's hair out. So we've basically just done our 4 quadrants. However, it's slightly different in the sense that it's thicker towards the back. Just tilt your head down. And the quadrant it's slightly thicker here at the top, and then just narrows down towards the tip of the ear, okay? So the quadrants are not equal. There's a lot more hair at the back and less at the front, but there's more hair up here than there is down here. And you'll see why as we move on with our technique. Okay, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take a section. It is about 3 inches thick. And this is where we're mainly going to colour. We will pop 1 or 2 small file pieces here. Again, these are just more for blending. Down here is for accents and lightness and pops. Okay, so one thing I love to do is I'm using a really large file, and I like to kind of measure out my section. The file should never be longer than your section, otherwise it's just going to cause some problems. So I'm just going to fold this in either side, and it will just give me much more precision with my filing as well. Okay, so my first section is half of this. Again, diagonal from back to front. So again, I'm going to just turn Honey that way. There we go. So from back to front. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold the hair up, and I'm just going to slightly shake it. And anything that kind of falls down, we're not going to colour. We're just going to let that come down, because what we want to do is colour hair beautifully, technically, but healthily as well. Okay, so we're happy to let all that come down. So we're going to do circle weaves. Okay, and what that's going to do is it's going to pick up some hair from this top section and some hair from underneath here, which is what we want. It's going to give us dimensional lightness going through. So if you can kind of lean your head that way for me. Yeah. Okay, so from here again, we're just going to remove all of that hair that doesn't want to be coloured. So again, just gently moving it up, and then from underneath as well. So this is what we're left with. So now we're going to go in with our file. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to gently slide. Okay, that's just going to give a nice little bit of a fade, and then from here I am swiping, just again to create a little bit of a blend, just a soft blend. Okay, but right underneath where we've created that blend, we're going to go across for more saturation, because we do really want this to pop. And then we're going to pull in the center, so it'll just fold in on itself. We're not going to fold it up, and the reason we're not going to fold it up is we don't want to cause any creases here. If we cause some creases, we're going to get a little bit of demarcation, and demarcation is where the colour is coming off part of the hair. When the colour comes off part of the hair, you won't get the lift that you need, and we want it to be a really, really nice even lift all over. Okay, moving on to our second weave. Again, we're doing circle motions because we want the weave to be nice and deep. So it's picking up some hair from in underneath as well. And then from here, again, we are just going to just remove some of the hair very gently. It's not really, it's definitely not teasing, we'll say. It's more kind of removing some of the hair away, and then again from underneath here as well. So you're not pushing in. Okay. And again, now for this one, we are going to move Holly around a little bit more again. So we're really over directing on this section. So each section you do, you're just going to over direct it a slight bit more, and again, that's just going to help with a really nice blend. Okay, so again, I'm going to pop that in there. So I can see where the hair, so we're not going to be colouring from here upwards, because this is where we've removed some of that hair, but we're not pushing all of the hair because we want these to pop. So we don't want it to be too teased or too back home that we, you know, that this just falls through the rest of the hair and you're not going to see it. We still need to have a bit of thickness to the hair as well, so a bit more density. So again, just going to paint. And again, when we are working off a thicker piece of hair, we need to really make sure that we have saturation, because saturation is key to blending. Just have a little bit of movement on that. So this is generally where I would use the board. If you're getting movement, definitely just put your paddle board, your Inspire board in underneath it, and it will really, really help with your saturation and your movement. So I'll probably do that for the other side. Again now. Really saturating that. Okay. So now we're going to just slightly feather downwards. And then we're going to saturate across just underneath where we've feathered down. So again, we are just going to fold it in. Okay, just to really seal that in. Okay, so then for this crown section, we are actually going to take a weave from back here. I can move you right around, Holly. So we're going to actually start our weaves from back here. Okay. So these are really intricate weaves. And then Holly, just start to turn around for me. So, perfect. So this is all on the surface, okay? Apart from the part at the back, I'll show you now. So again, we'll take that up. So that's too thick, so I'm going to take this down. Oops. Perfect. So again, just hold that out of the way. So we'll take another fine weave from there. Okay. So I'll just show you. So it's a surface weave. So it comes from internally here, and then it's all external from the top. Okay, so it's kind of like a triangular weave. Now what I am going to do is I want to take some of it, looks a little bit thick, so we're just going to go back over that and pull it down. Perfect. Okay, so what we want to do with this is just to create a lovely new blend, but a really, really fine blend, and then there'll be pops of lightness down here. And then we'll be mainly working off our face frame. So for this piece, I can literally just take my large file, I'm going to put it in, and again, just slightly twisting it towards the front and extending everything towards the front. So you can see there my file is starting to move down, so when that happens, just start to push it back up a little bit, especially if you're working on your own. When I'm using large file like this, I do generally work with somebody just to hold it. But through these current times, we haven't got an assistant, so we're just going as we go. So again, just going to saturate, and here, just going to blend. So again, we're just going to blend. Now you can go higher if you want, but I actually want to keep a lot of depth in this, because I really do believe the hair that's not coloured plays a huge part in the results that we're looking for. So it's so important as well, especially when you're colouring someone's hair healthily. You want to keep a lot of natural colour in there as well. So again, we're going to bring this up. Okay, so for this now, we are going to place another file on top. And again, we will just fold it back. I'm just going to clip it. So that is the back done on one side, and we're going to do the same on the other side now. Okay, so this is the section now at the front. So what we're going to do is, from when I pull Holly's hair back, you can see where the hairline comes in. So that is my section. So we're going to take from here, come straight across. I just find when I do this, it makes it easier for where my placement is going in, and when I'm putting my file in as well. And generally, it tends to be in around near where the temple is as well, so it just makes it much easier. So I'm going to flip this out of the way. Okay, so for our first section, we're going to go diagonally. So we're going to come in from back here, just over the ear where we finished. So we're actually connecting the file at the back here towards the front, okay? So there's no disconnection in there, we want to connect it. So we're connecting it back and straight into the front. So again, you can see that's a thick enough section. Now it's more diagonal, it looks a little horizontal on camera, but it is definitely more diagonal. Okay, so we tilt it that way. Again, just making sure that it is connected. Yeah, so it's connected. Okay, so what we want to do is we're going to just slightly shake to remove. And again, we're just removing some of that hair, and then there's some hair as well that I can see on top, so we're going to remove that also. Perfect, so we're going to put a little twist on that as well, and I'm going to move you back this way just so I can really, again, I want to make it travel, okay? So what we want to do is really, these pops here, we want them to blend with the pops at the back here, but we also want to just make sure that we have some dimension at the front as well. Okay. File on top of that, because I don't want to do much folding here. I want to really make that product work for me. Okay. So our next section is this one on top. So from this section now, we're actually going to do a little pop in the middle. Let me just stop. So I've actually decided that I'm just going to continue working on the left hand side, and it's something that I have been doing a lot more lately, instead of kind of just doing side to side and then doing face frame at the same time. I'm kind of really loving at the moment working and staying on one side and just, I guess, in a way focusing on that one side. And I rinse the hair when the colour is ready. So I rinse after timing or after I'm sure that I'm getting the lift that I'm looking for. And it just means then I'm actually finding I'm getting more of an even lift on both sides because I'm looking at them at one point. So I'm working on the left side first and then working on the right side. So I'm going to continue with that. So what I'm going to do is if I lift Holly's hair up, I can see her hairline. So we're going to come across here. So remember, we didn't colour this section here, but we are colouring the hair that sits over. So I'm going to take that section. And again, we're just going to shake and let that drop down. Okay. So we're going to take a slice and then into an intricate wave. So this will give us a gorgeous soft blend to our face frame, but we are going to be adding some pops in there as well, because we really do want those areas of lightness to pop. So then directly on top of that, you can see the section is coming right back. So it's slightly moving into, it's diagonal, slightly moving into a horizontal section. Back there. Okay. And again, we are just going to do a weave and then into a slice, okay? Whereas the one underneath, we did slice into a weave. So we want this to pop now here. Okay. Using my comb as well to just really secure the file up at the root. Again, I'm really just painting on and getting that nice bit of saturation for that lift that we're looking for. Okay. So again, we are going to do another diagonal weave to the front area. I'm just going to slightly turn it this way. Now I'm actually going to take this actually a little bit finer. And we are going for a slice into a weave and then back into slice again because we really want that front area to pop. And then again, just really saturating that. Okay, so now what we're doing is just touch your head down, Holly. So this is our section that's left. So what we're going to actually do is we're going to slightly come in, just slightly horizontal here, just to really make a little bit more lightness pop at the front there. But again, we still want it nicely blended. And we're actually, a lot of this triangle we're going to be leaving, but we will be doing our fine intricate wave through it. okay, because we actually want to work with a lot of the natural colour here as well. Okay, so if you hold your head up for me, Holly. So these will be just smaller sections. Okay, and again I'm going to weave, but it's more of a traditional kind of medium weave, and then we would go into a baby light then. And by mixing your weaves up, it just really does change, like it changes everything, so it gives a gorgeous blend. And when I'm talking about a baby light or even a micro light, they need to be tiny, and you're using them more as sparkles going through the hair. Perfect as well for when you're doing grey, you know, kind of grey blending. I do a lot of fine really sparkles going through the hair, and it makes such a difference. But I love to do it on my blondes as well. Okay, so that's that one in, and then we do one more here. Okay, so now we're just moving more into a micro light. Again, using my comb to hold. I was nearly folding that up, but then I was like, no! Okay, so we're going to take, so you can see kind of the whole shape of the colour there as well. Now what I am going to do is I want to just take a piece here, just that very front piece, and a piece there. Okay, and we're going to just do a slight tip out. So remember I said I was just going to do one at the top? This is it here. Okay, so right at that front. And again, just moving some of that hair back. Now my tip out, again, I'm using my 20 volt on them. You can go in with a 10 volt and leave them on at the same time. I'm going in with a 20 volt and I'm going to rinse them earlier. They won't be on as long as the rest of my products. Because I know, especially these ones here, they don't need to be left on too long. Again, just swiping upwards. I'm going to fold that in there. And again, just blending that up. So for that last section on top, we are going in with that intricate weave detail. So we're going to take some from the side. Again, these are micro. Down, you will be able to see how fine they are. So again, what we're doing is we're placing our file in at the front here, and what that does is it means that the hair here can only be painted higher and the hair here can only be painted lower. Plus it's slightly like traveling, so it means that it gradually, anything that travels, whether it's elevated or pushed forward or pulled back, it means that it will gradually blend. So because the colour has to travel, okay? And again, we want to keep all of this natural depth in there.